seance has been held in the great house at Collinwood. A seance which has suspended time and space and sent one girl on an uncertain and frightening journey into the past, back to the year 1795. There, each of the Collins ancestors resembles a present-day member of the Collins family, but the names and relationships have changed, and Victoria Winters finds herself a stranger in a sea of familiar faces. Night over the old house, and a storm approaches from the sea, but inside, another storm rages, caused by the mysterious death of the Collins' only son.
Men have come to take the casket.
Take the casket?
Yes, to the grave.
Is my husband to have no service of any kind?
We have all prayed.
He is to be denied a proper burial.
The one who has admitted to me that she's never been baptized.
I have some rights.
As far as I'm concerned, you have none.
Legally, need I remind you?
You tricked my son into marrying you.
You have never given me a chance. Even now, you refuse to accept the fact that I have sorrow, that I, more than anyone else, feel such grief.
I have never been influenced by displays of emotion.
I will not let you take him away.
You have no choice.
I will decide where he is to be buried and when.
It has already been decided. He must be buried tonight.
Why?
Death of my son would panic the people in the village. I have seen what fear of the plague can do.
You may have the body in the morning. Tonight I must be alone with him.
You have already been alone with him. There is no time. Later in the day, we will decide what you ought to do.
I will do nothing that you ask, unless you leave him here.
That is impossible. I'm spreading the word that my son left hurriedly for England on important business.
Why, that's insane.
And you will say nothing to the contrary.
Won't I? I will tell the entire town that your son died, and you buried him in a secret grave.
You are alone now. You have no one to protect you or to help you, remember that. Now you will excuse me. I will summon the servants.
Ben, wherever you are hiding, hear me, come to me, I need you. Oh, more than I have ever needed you before. You must come to me. At once, Ben. At once.
Played the tarot cards to see into the future. And now, here it is, in a book. Published, it says, in Bangor, Maine, the year 1965. But Bangor is in Massachusetts. And 1965 is 200 years away. Can Miss Winter's story be true? Can she have come from another time? Or is this book some monstrous joke? Some work of the devil to frighten us from here by telling us that Josette will die?
You are reading that book again.
to keep from thinking. Tell me, how is Mrs. Cullens now?
Asleep. For the moment.
Perhaps she should spend the night here.
No. Not in this house.
We should go to the new house. You're exhausted. I should not have allowed you to sit with her. I should have insisted you leave.
No. No, I wanted to stay. It's done us both good talking of Barnabas.
Josette.
Remembering him almost made us forget that... No. We will never forget him. Neither of us. Ever.
No, of course not. But it will be easier after we leave here. When we return to Martinique, it will all seem a nightmare we once shared.
When will you be going back?
When will we be going back? Isn't that what you meant? Because we must leave immediately.
You do believe this book, don't you?
I didn't say that.
But you must if you're so anxious to go away.
We have no reason to stay now.
Jeremiah's estate is still not settled.
The barristers are settling it, not us.
While Father is in New York, on business, he still feels that...
However he feels now, he will feel differently when I show him this.
Why don't you admit that you believe that book? That you think that it does foretell what's going to happen to me?
Josette, I don't understand it. What I don't understand, I run from. Is that wrong?
I don't know what is wrong or right anymore.
I will take no chances. We will pack tonight and leave in the morning.
No.
You can't want to stay here.
I have promised someone I must stay.
Promised to whom?
I cannot say.
I insist.
No, please, Aunt Natalie.
Josette, you cannot expect me to allow you to stay unless I know who have you promised.
If I tell you, will you let me be?
Oh, I can't promise that.
There's one person, and one person alone who could ask me to stay, and I would. You should know who. It's Barnabas.
Josette, he is dead.
He will come back to me, here. He has promised me that. Don't you feel sorry for me? I love him. His death cannot change that. He will come back to me.
How?
I don't know that. But he will come back.
So, the rest of your life will be spent here.
Yes.
Waiting. Thinking each day, this will be the one. Oh, it's insane.
I think not.
No, my poor darling.
You men will go on. I will follow you there. I am sorry. I thought you had gone.
Where are you taking him?
I would like to tell you, but I cannot tell you, my dear Josette. His death is our secret, and the less you know, the better.
I don't understand.
Nor I. Mr. Cullens, since we are so involved...
You must trust me, madam. Now, I would suggest that you both return to the new house. I will see Mrs. Cullens home myself.
I must know where you're taking him.
Josette.
I have to know.
We will discuss it tomorrow.
No! Who's that?
Where?
What? Where is it? What?
The face at the window.
There is no one here at the window. You are upset, understandably. Let me see you to your carriage. I might have known it was you. So you have come back.
I?
He is dead. My son will never intercede for you again.
Mr. Barnabas dead? Mr. Barnabas?
Have you come to steal his valuables?
I'm sorry. He was my friend.
Oh, yes, you were so close that you had no feeling about hurting him so that you could escape my house.
He understood, sir. I swear he did.
But I don't.
You do what you want to me, but if you had any love for your son, you let me grieve for him.
Yes, you will, Mr. Collins.
You will stay out of this.
I will not. What he says is true. Barnabas liked him. You must treat him as your son would wish.
I will decide this for myself in due time, but I must go now. Are you afraid if I leave this man here? Shall I take him with me?
No, I'm not afraid. You forget we were servants together.
That, madam, I will never forget.
Thank you.
I need your help. Come into the drawing room.
Wait. How did he die?
I loved him, Ben. You are the only person who knows how much.
He said you didn't know the meaning of the word.
He was wrong. It is because I love him that I'm going to do what I must. With your help. And you must help me, Ben.
I don't know.
You will. I want you to do 3 things. Follow Mr. Collins and find out where they are burying Barnabas.
What are you plotting now?
This is the last thing I will ever ask you to do. I promise you that.
You're scared.
Yes. Yes, please. After you find out, I want you to cut down a holly tree and fashion a small stake from the trunk, 10 or 12 inches long, thick enough to be hit by a hammer. The stake must be needle sharp.
Now, wait. What's it for?
Do as I say, or we will all die. When dusk falls. I must insist that you treat Ben as my husband would have wished.
I did not come here to discuss Ben.
I realize how much you disliked him.
Madam, I have not been to my bed in over 20 hours. You will forgive me if I come to the point.
Perhaps it would be best if Ben stayed here in my employment.
And you intend to stay here?
I have always imagined living in a house like this. With the money from the estate, I will be able to improve things as I see fit. I would like living here very much and be very happy after the shock of my husband's death has passed. I will travel some, of course, make friends, bring them here. You do not approve of my talking this way.
I do not approve of the life you describe, but I think there is another solution.
Money, of course.
Yes, money. For you to make a new beginning somewhere else.
How much?
10,000.
You offered me that much before I married your son.
Very well. 15.
In gold? No.
20, and that's my final offer.
You have 20,000 in the bank here in gold.
In a bank in Boston?
And all I have to do is leave.
And sign this paper. The first paragraph will assure you of any monies or investments coming from the estate as soon as it is settled. The second paragraph is a promise that you will never return to Collinsport in your lifetime.
You may leave the paper here.
I want an answer now.
What assurance do I have that the money is in the bank?
Here is the passbook. The money is payable to the bearer.
I must think about it.
No.
If I decide to leave, I will do so impulsively, and I shall leave tonight.
Then how am I to know?
The paper will be here signed, and I will not.
But you could take the book and leave without signing the paper.
Would you trust Josette in a situation like this?
Why, yes, certainly.
Then you will trust me. I always knew that someday you would treat me as a lady, Mr. Collins. Good afternoon.
I will not.
You have no choice.
Here.
Oh, you frightened me.
Is this right?
Yes, it will do.
But what for? That's what I want to know.
I want you to go to the stable. I want you to have a carriage here at 6 o'clock. That is nightfall, isn't it?
What's going to happen after nightfall?
You will see, Ben.
No, tell me.
I will tell you when it is necessary. And now you must hurry. We have no time.
You've got to tell me the truth. How did he die? How did he die?
I did not want him to die, Ben.
How did it happen?
He was bitten by a bat.
You caused that?
He shot me, Ben. He shot me.
And he had reason to.
You were always on his side. If I weren't so sure of you, I would think that you had told him. Did you tell him?
I didn't say a word.
You would have become mute if you had. It's getting dark.
It's just the rain.
Are you sure?
What's gonna happen after it gets dark?
I have to tell you. But you can't get out of helping me, Ben. You know that. Barnabas will come to life again at nightfall. This night and every night throughout eternity. Yes, Ben, that was my curse. I hated him at that moment. I thought he had killed me. He is one of the living dead. I cannot bear to think of what he is. He will do terrible things, Ben. More terrible than even I would ever wish on anyone. I must stop him. And the only way is to drive this into his heart. Why is it getting so dark? Quickly, take me where he is.
He's in there, behind the wall. It's a secret room. They built it during the war. Used to hide guns in there then. It's hard to think of Joshua Collins being a patriot, but I guess he was. First day I worked here, he brought me to this place and opened the door. I cleaned it up. He said he wanted it always to be ready. You have to do what you said.
I'm going to.
But do you have to?
Yes.
got me so befuddled I don't know what to think. I know he's dead, but you say... I never heard of a man rising from his coffin.
Do you know the word vampire, Ben?
Vampire?
Open the casket.
No, leave him be.
It's getting dark. Open it.
No!
He'll come to life. You won't be safe.
If he comes to life, he'll settle you!